There we go. Okay. I'm getting there, people. Well, sooner or later we'll get there. Okay, excuse me if you came in during the first one. I had a sound issue. But I'm back. Thank you for coming back. So I had a thumbnail issue and a sound issue. Someone's saying don't go live today. Well, I'm missing my ball game. Let me just set up my screen in the background. I'm just setting it for 30 minutes so I can keep track of the time. Make sure you guys set your chat to live chat rather than top chat. And let me turn off my notifications. Sorry about that. Thank you, Kathy and Kathy, for coming back. Nanette, welcome. Jackie Miller, welcome. There's one of my pips, Mostly Dolls Helicopters, and Kathy Doherty. Pauline Stansberry. Carla Palmer. There is sound now. Thank you. Yeah, I realized when it came on, like, oh, wait a minute, I have the wrong thumbnail. Like, oh, darn, I can't change that. Because they were very similar, but I had replaced it, and I was like, okay, it showed me the old one and not the new one. Mostly Dolls Helicopter sent a star. Well, I deserve that 1 penny since all the BS I just went through to get this started. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Patricia. Welcome in, my friend. Crazy. I really wasn't going to go on the air today, but I've been getting messages like my IMs and my emails were blowing up because, oh, it's 2 pennies. Thank you. There was a person, an unalived person found in Tucson today. And as far as I know, it has absolutely zero to do with the Nancy Guthrie case, which is day number 183. And if you're new here, let me just quickly introduce myself. I'm April Davis, PI. I'm a licensed California private investigator. I am not working the Nancy Guthrie case in any way at all. I'm simply reporting on it. Yes, I am a detective, but I am not working on the Nancy Guthrie case. Like I said, my IMs, DMs, emails, everything was blowing up today. Like, there's been a body found in Tucson. From what I've heard, the body has been identified as a male. Now, have I talked to the coroner or the sheriff's department? No. But that's what I'm hearing on another YouTube channel, that it's a male. Hey, Weird Wig. Welcome in. Let's see. Oh, I see the little kitty in the box. That looks like my kitty, Pauline. Thank you. Patricia sent the gold coin. Now we're up to 7 cents. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know the details, but it was in some brush behind a church. I saw it on somebody else's live just because while I was doing laundry and doing everything else that I do on Sunday, somebody or somebody's, several people sent me messages like, hey, you got to go check this out. Go check this out. Thank you, Kathy, for putting up the custom emojis, the little Kelsa kitty, the Amelia Kinsley bunny, and the old-fashioned film camera. Yeah, I miss the days of film. I'm sure if it was her, it would be all over the TV and online. Well, they wouldn't be able to tell that quickly because if it had been her, there would have just been, partial remains left. So they wouldn't have been able to just, see bones and go, oh my God, it's Nancy. I mean, it would take, weeks or not months for them to confirm that. But whatever they found, supposedly it's a male. And I figured as soon as I heard the story, like, oh gosh, I mean, this does happen. And it doesn't even mean it's a homicide. It just means that, somebody was found deceased. Wow, I got 62 people in the room. 8 thumbs up. Thank you for those that have been watching the Jackie videos. Let me just say that really quick. That July 29th video is still in the top 100 hype videos on YouTube. It's been going between 184 and has been going back and forth. But out of all the millions of videos that are posted every single day, and then you add that up in a week's time for mine to be in the top 100 hype videos. And no, it didn't make me any extra money. I wish it did. I wish it would send it, viral, but no. Oh. But I really appreciate that, because that was a pretty cool accomplishment to add to my 1,000,000 views and my 7,000 subs yesterday. So thank you. Thank you to everybody. Maggie says, hello, April, to the pips and the peps. I guess the peps are the cheerleaders on the sidelines. And the pips, for those that don't know, that's the members, the channel members. That's my PI posse. That's the acronym for PI posse. But you guys are my pips. But I like that, Maggie, that there's the peps as well. Thank you for the flower, Patricia. You guys have really helped out a lot. I so didn't know as much as I thought I did about YouTube when I restarted again. And then all this blew up. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and say it's day number 183. And from what I've heard, the body found in Tucson today is reportedly, allegedly, speculatively a male. And, if it was Nancy, it would take weeks or months to be able to determine that. So from what I've been told, it's what I'm hearing, not what I've been told, but what I'm hearing. So I just want to calm everybody down. Like, those tragic things do happen. Could have been a homeless person. Could have been placed there. Could have been somebody living behind the church. A lot of churches will let the homeless, live in their parking lots. Apparently the church was closed, which is kind of weird that a church is closed on Sunday. That's really weird. But I wasn't there. But one of the boots on the ground was there. Nanette, it popped up on my computer, but not on my phone yet. There it is. I guess the phone must be a second or two behind the desktop. Thank you for sending the star. It all helps. I'm up to 23 cents now. Oh, wow. You guys have been so supportive. My August check, which will pay me for my July views, is, still small, but it's bigger than any of the other checks that I've received in May, June, and July. So thank you so much. Suzanne, 8264, one of my channel members, thank you for the first super chat of the day. Yeah, I've just been busy today. I had to do laundry, and, I signed up for Vented today because, I always have some sort of a side hustle. Even when I had my 6-figure PI business, I always had side hustles because I always think you should have multiple forms of income. And I've seen a lot of younger people selling used clothes on Vented, and I don't really have any used clothes other than my own. So I threw up a few shirts on there, and the first thing that happened is I got hit by the scammers on my channel email, which has nothing to do with the email that I use for my reselling platform. So I knew they were all scams. Like, oh boy, they see that I'm a new seller. I must have had 9 or 10 of them within the first 5 minutes. Like, hey, I saw that Beavis and Butthead shirt, please contact me. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. That's what happens to new people on eBay as well. Not all the scammers come. But I'm a PI, people. I'm not that stupid. And within about 15 minutes of me listing it, I had like 3 watchers and it sold like that. And I'm like, great, let me go pack it. Let me print the label. And then I saw this thing that said SpeedX. And I'm like, SpeedX? What the heck is that? And apparently, besides USPS, they have other options on Vented that are probably cheaper. And I didn't turn those off yet because I didn't know they existed because I just signed up this afternoon. And I didn't think I was going to sell something in the first 15 minutes while I was still doing the laundry and going through the old t-shirts. And I'm like, oh, Lord, because now I can't just hand it to my mailman or set it out for my mailman or drop it off at a post office, which, by the way, my community no longer has. I have to go to a special facility that accepts SpeedX. And I'm like, wow, I hope that $4 I make on that t-shirt, because there's no fees on Vented, will pay for my gas. Oh boy. So I guess I may be adding Vented to my links that are on my main channel page. Just saying, if anybody wants to sign up for Vented, make sure you turn off the SpeedX links, you know. And I see it's got a Newark symbol, so it must be going from LAX to New Jersey, so they can drive it up to New England. Like, you know, probably a month from now, that person will receive their SpeedX package. Like, oh Lord. But you know what? Live and learn. So now I know that, and I've turned off SpeedX on my Vented. Like, you got to be kidding me. You know, I see other people on Instagram doing it, and they're always pushing the baby strollers to the U.S. Post Office. Like, huh? Like, how can I can't print a postal label for this? Like, oh Lord, has anybody ever heard of SpeedX? Anybody here? I've never heard of it, and I've been reselling for over 25 years. I have never heard of SpeedX. Some, you know, unknown transportation company that Vented buyers like to use. So yeah, that's my advice for today. Because all I can tell you on Nancy Guthrie is it's day number 183, and the body found at the church is a male, unrelated. Apparently, that church is 19 miles from Nancy's home, and it's in an area that's covered by the sheriff's department. And you know, I do feel a lot better since I did my live yesterday. By the way, over 13,000 people came into that live. Not all at the same time, but I've never had 13,000 people come into a live video. And several people wrote me back, and they were like, yeah, you have been very supportive of Savannah Guthrie through all of this. You've been extremely supportive. But, and I guess the Juice went on the air too. I haven't seen his video yet, just because, you know, time, there's just not enough hours in my day, and I do need to sleep some hours at night. But I guess he came on and talked about it too, because I guess all the YouTubers have their panties in a bunch right now. And I can understand why, because people are like, hey, Savannah, we're out here, you know, busting our humps to keep your mother's case relevant. And, you know, you said some naughty things yesterday on the 6-month anniversary. So, you know, it is what it is. And I still like Savannah Guthrie. Maybe not as much as I liked her before. You know, now I'm really rooting for all the YouTubers, especially the YouTubers that are local to Tucson, or the ones that are available to travel to Tucson. Let's find Nancy Guthrie YouTubers, and then see if we can be accused of profiting for entertainment. It wasn't me out in front of her house hopping around in a urine tent, folks. Even if I lived in her neighborhood, I wouldn't do that. What can I say? Thank you, Pauline. She says, hey, I'll click the button on top. I think she means the thumbs up button. Respect importance, coming in with the channel emojis, the little Halloween emojis. Yes, it's not too early to celebrate Halloween. How many bodies have they found so far near or within miles and wind up not being Nancy? It has been like 3 or 4. I don't know. I know there's been at least a few. They found the bone that was believed to be possibly belonging to a Native American that may have even been prehistoric. And it was actually, after it was taken to the coroner, they presented it. The authorities presented it to one of the local nations for proper burial. And then there was that couple we talked about. Well, it turned out to be a man and a woman that was quite close to her house. That was an unaliving situation, like a double homicide situation, a domestic matter. It could be a serial killer. I doubt it. You mean for Nancy or for this person that was found near the church? You know, totally unrelated. You know, it's 110 degrees in Tucson. You know, somebody could have succumbed to the heat, you know. They'll just have to investigate. see if the person died there or if they died somewhere else and were placed there, but it's not anything to do with Nancy. I know that Tucson sounds like Mayberry, like it's a few blocks long, but it's not Mayberry. It's actually, you know, it's a city. It's a medium-sized city. Uncle Alert! Uncle Alert! Brenda Lasesny! Everybody say hello to Brenda. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. She is my first cousin. Thank you for coming in, Brenda. You missed the big party yesterday, Brenda. We had over 13,000 people during the show that came in. I think at any given time there was over 240 some people in the room. But over the course of the 1 hour, it was only a 1 hour show. Was it? Whatever show I had yesterday, there was 13,000 people. And I also hit 7,000 subs, which has only taken 5 years and 7 months to do that. I still don't consider myself a success yet, everybody. But it happened, around the same time that YouTube finally advised me that I'd hit the 1,000,000 views. And that's on the back end, not the front end where you guys look, because you guys can't see the videos that are privatized or deleted, but YouTube, if I can speak, keeps track of that. And so, yeah, it's been several days, but they finally posted it yesterday that I hit when I woke up Saturday morning, like, you've had 1,000,000 views. So I had 1,000,000 views. Then I hit 7K subs during the live. And I have still, as we speak, one of the top 100 hyped videos on YouTube. And you can only hype a video for 7 days. So if anybody wants to throw some more free hype points at that, it's the Jackie video under the video tab that I released on July 29th. Go see the Jackie video from July 29th and throw me some more hype points, and we'll keep it in the running for the next few days. Because it's only got 4 days left? 3 days left? And then the 7 days will run out. But still, it's pretty cool. I wish they paid me for that, or they would send me some kind of an award in the mail, like, hey, you're in the top 100 hype videos. But no. Karen says he was allegedly found buried face down and feet out of ground. Oh, wow. It was somebody buried? Have they ruled out the son-in-law in the Nancy Guthrie case, says Thomas. Not in my book, and I'm not naming him a suspect, because everything is on the table here, and everybody on my channel is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Even if they make an arrest, that person is still innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. However, the sheriff who originally said, nobody's clear, and then got very teary-eyed about the family, stating they are clear, he recently, within the last few days, made a big statement that was video recorded that said, nobody is clear. Nobody is clear. And then there's this Ashley Banfield rumor that besides the federal law enforcement source that she, was tipped off, I think it was the first week or two of the case, that now there's a local source that's a alleged Pima County deputy who is now saying that the suspect that the federal law enforcement source named is the same person. We're not going to name names here, but you all know who I'm talking about. Ash Cash, where have you been, my friend? I haven't seen you. Everybody, thank you for saying hi to Brenda. It's so amazing, Brenda, that you just happened to turn on your YouTube one night and I popped up in your feed. I thought you found me through Randy. But no, that's just crazy. So thank you for supporting my channel, Brenda. Thank you for watching the videos when you can, because I know you're very busy. How many pips do I have in here right now? Kathy Doherty, Suzanne, she sent this. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but we just got one of those emergency broadcasts that came across the phone, and I almost had a heart attack because I thought they were going to say that it was an earthquake coming. And they only say that if it's going to be really big. The same type of, the alert went off. Remember when you were a kid and they'd say, this was just a test, this is just a test. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. That just went off on my phone. I can still see it. I want it off my screen. I don't know if you guys could hear it. Did you guys hear that? Oh my gosh. Woo! I wish it beeped like 6 times. It could be a serial killer. No, I don't think so. Because they're all different situations. Oh, thank you, Brenda. I didn't even see it because the emergency broadcast came on. Did you guys see that come across the top of my screen and hear the beep, 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 like 6 times? Like literally my heart, which is already skipping beats, by the way, regularly, which is not good. But it went ka-thump, ka-thump because I think my body moved up in my chair because I thought, oh boy, here we go. It's going to be a shake and bake. Because if you're a California person, you would call this earthquake weather. But, where's some wood? Is paper wood? I'm knocking on wood. That's really, Karen, I'm glad at least they found the person. We get that for the diball plant on our coast. You didn't see it or hear it? Oh my God. That's why I couldn't even see, like Brenda sent the unk alert. Or was that from before? I don't even know. I can't see anything that happened. If that's the one you sent before, then I already mentioned it. But it screwed up my chat because everything on my screen just went haywire. And I had the big display on the top of my phone as it was, the horn was going off like 6 times. And it was louder than this. I hate those earthquake broadcasts. Like, I have the app, but it's scary, especially when you're sleeping and there's a strange man that's right next to the head of the bed talking to you. And then you realize, like, oh my God, and you have to jump up and you don't know, did it happen already and I slept through it? Or is it coming? Like, oh my God. It's scary. And one time it went off by accident and woke up everybody in Southern California, and it was an accident. No, it was a silver alert, but I can't open it because I can't go out on my show. So I'll have to look at it later. David Thompson, I've come to like you. You're a great person. Thank you, David. Thank you for watching. I hope you're subscribed. I hate that. I'm not scared of earthquakes. I just don't like when the voice comes on. And it's like duck, cover, roll, earthquake, earthquake, earthquake. And, oh my God. Earthquakes are the most heart-racing fun times in California. Yeah, I mean, I really don't mind it if it's not a big one. Did you all south see the Vandenberg rocket go up? I didn't, because I'm in Los Angeles behind a lot of big buildings. A silver alert is like a missing elderly. Like what they had with Nancy before they, decided to tell the rest of us that it was more than that, which I knew from the night it happened. Like, oh my God, she didn't just walk out the door like something's going on here. It's the Savannah factor. And I still think it's the Savannah factor. And that's why yesterday's statement irritates me even more. Because, if you weren't here earlier today, or you weren't here yesterday when 13,000 people came in, I had to a little bit throw Savannah under the bus. And I've always been a Savannah Guthrie supporter, always. But, she's not here looking for mama, as are any of the other children. And she decided to do an online attack, a sneak attack, to anybody else that's reporting on this. So I guess Nancy Grace is on her crap list. Megyn Kelly, Ashley Banfield, Brian Etten, every news organization from ABC to CBS to her own network who pays her salary NBC, they did a big old, special with, Hoda Kotb and her tears that were like, that didn't come out, and she had to grab a tissue. Come on. You're getting paid for that, Savannah. You're still getting your salary from NBC that's talking about your mother's case. I wasn't monetized. I was upset the day I had to go to surgery that it was on the operating table and I couldn't do a show on Friday the 6th. And that was the same day that they got the second ransom note. And I was, I'd been up all night long with no sleep, laying on an operating table. But I came on a few hours later, like, here I am. I wasn't monetized. I'm not doing this for entertainment. What are you supposed to do? Head for the hills? You're supposed to duck, cover, and roll, Sue. My thought is, oh my God, where are my animals? Oh. David Thompson says he lives in Central Valley, California, and never seemed to get the fun things you enjoy. She did lose her mom, but yesterday she decided to come out and attack people over it. And that's going to bite her in the behind. It is, Savannah. That's going to bite you in the behind. And let me tell you, if the letter that I've sent to the FBI, the 8-page dossier, and the little ringy-dingy phone calls I made, and it turns out that guy is involved, I'm going to have to call Savannah myself and say, hey, I kind of helped bring that person to the attention of the FBI. Where's my portion of the reward? That's not why I did it, but I'll be sure to do it now if I'm right. Savannah, you may need to write me a check when this is over with. That just really pisses me off. I even look at the comments from yesterday's video and people telling me like, yes, April, you've always been so supportive. When everybody else was ragging on Savannah, I was always sticking up for her. And then she lost her mind this week. And you know what, Pauline? The sad part is if I did get a portion, I would just have to pay more medical bills. Because now I just found out that my president is going to raise my pharmacy bills again. Like, I'm still trying to pay off last year. Like, oh my God. I got an oncology bill a couple weeks ago. I've been treating with that place since 2019. It's 2026, and they just sent me a bill. I got some emergency room doctor that keeps emailing me saying, you chose to opt out of paper bills. Therefore, you owe this bill 25 times. I don't pay bills over the internet. You could be a scammer. Just like all the people that were pretending to be likers on Vented today, but they weren't contacting me through Vented. They were like, new seller. We're going to go just assume that she's got a Gmail address and we're going to get her. I'm not that stupid. Jason Bender. Hello, Wisconsin. Did you know that actor Jay North, Dennis the Menace, had a show on about him, that he was mentally abused by the actors on the show? I didn't know about that. I know who he is. I think Dennis the Menace was before my time, but I do know who Jay North is. Kathy X50 says, I lost respect for her and the family. Not one of them did anything to help find Nancy. I mean, we don't know what on behind the scenes, but I've been sticking up for Savannah this entire time. What do I mean about the pharmacy bill going up? It went from $2,000 to $2,100, and it's going up to $2,400. But that's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm on a disability check that just about covers my rent and not even groceries. So, if I got a portion of the reward, I'm not going to go out and like buy a new wardrobe or buy a car. I'm going to probably get new tires, get the brakes that have never been replaced on my car that was bought in 2017. Yeah, I'm driving with 9-year-old brakes, people. 9-year-old brakes. And I'm going to put the rest away for future medical. Because if I live long enough, at some point, I won't be able to take care of myself. No, it's not a deductible. It's a copay. Going up to $2,400. January 1st, 2027. Which, if my math is right, is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months away. It's going up to $2,400, my friend. Remember last year when they said it was $2,000? And they're like, oh, we're helping you. Well, I didn't have to pay the $2,000 before. That didn't help me at all. I went from a copay to $2,000. And then this year it went up to $2,100. And now it's going up to $2,400. I don't think I'd get the whole million, Kathy, because I bet I am not the only person on the planet that has named the person that I've named. But he might not be front porch guy. He might just be involved behind the scenes. And there's something I want to tell you about the gun store list. Originally, they said it was a list of 20 names. Now they say it's a list of 40. There's something that I need to tell you guys about that list, but I can't. And it's driving me crazy. I sat here for like an hour before I went on the air, like, how could I discuss this and not get myself in trouble? But there's something about that list that's significant to this case. And it wasn't the sheriff's department, as far as I recall. I think it was the FBI that presented the list of 20. Now, if you go down the internet rabbit hole, it'll say that there's 40 names. But as far as I was, as far as I've heard and the rest of you heard, it was a list of 20 that was handed out to the gun store owners in not only Tucson, but also in the Phoenix area. And then a gun store owner in Scottsdale kind of leaked some of the names. And there's a specific name that's connected to somebody else that's involved in this 3-ring circus. And that's as much as I can say. Yeah, I didn't have to pay other than at the pharmacy, Sue, until last year. And then it was just like the $2,000. Well, I had to pay a lot. Like one of my pickups was like $1,200, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And they're like, oh, you need to go on the payment plan, but you still have to pay it off by the end of the year. You can't carry it over forever because then the next year starts. And then every year they switch the company, which makes it further more confusing. So yeah, if I get the money, it's all going to medical stuff. That's why in some of these nursing homes, it's best to let the people than to keep them alive. There's a lot of medical decisions that are being made in our world today where people could be saved, and they're not saved because they need that bed for the next person. Let's not even get started. But that's what I'm gonna do with Savannah's money. I'd love to be able to go out and, buy something good for me, something fun, buy some new clothes, fix my car, buy some gold bags, some pay dirt, just started my cryptocurrency account, throw a little bit at that because you never know what you might need for a rainy day. because the $4 that I made on the new app today, Vented, that's going to pay for my gas to drive over to SpeedX so that somebody over there can pick it up, take it to LAX, and send it to New Jersey and drive it to New Hampshire, rather than me just handing the bag to my mailman. Because I was a new person on Vented and didn't know I had to turn that function off, because somebody would choose like speedy delivery. I always think of the guy on Brotherly Love with the Lawrence brothers. Those guys were so cool to work with. I worked with my whole family except for Matt. And they used to have this old man on there, and he's from Speedy Delivery. And there's a guy that looks just like that actor. It was a very well-known character actor who's the Speedy Delivery guy in that show. There's a guy that comes into my building that works for OnTrack that looks just like that dude. But that's not SpeedX. Never heard of them. I'm like, Speedo? Like the bathing suit? Like, okay, where do I find SpeedX in a big city? How do I get there? The tax man can be the guy you're looking for. Don't know who you mean, David. Sue says, if you are owed the million, we will help you get it. They won't mess with me. I'm glad you guys have my backs. Or my back. Can I speak? Why do I say words that don't make any sense, or I get dyslexic? The other day I tried to explain hype, like what's a hype video? And I told you guys mistakenly that you have to do it on a vertical live. No, you don't. You just have to go into any video, whether it's a replay of a vertical live, or any video, and you hype it within the first 7 days. But you have to do it on a mobile device. That's what I was trying to say, that you have to do it from a mobile device. It won't work on a desktop, a laptop. I don't know if it works on an iPad, but you have to work it. You have to do it from a mobile device. And instead, I said, you have to go to a vertical. Like, I'm working too hard, people, on this. Get you a place with a washer and a dryer. I don't know if $1 million would be enough in LA, because I'd have to pay like $7,000, $8,000 a month in rent to get a place with a washer and a dryer. And today that killed me. It was like 93. And I went out there and I'm like, oh, I know I'm going to regret this because it's Sunday. The laundry room will be full. But there was nobody there because it's so hot that nobody did their laundry while I was there. I was like, yeah. But carrying it back, I was huffing it. Like, I really do need to take you guys. Somebody suggested that I get like a cart that's got wheels on it and roll it out. I need to roll it out. And that was, no heavy, there was no shorts, there was no towels. That was just like t-shirts, underwear, and socks, and a Dodger throw that the handyman found when he was taking my couch out to the curb. And by the way, I tipped him very generously for that, because the guys helped me out so much. I gave him a very, very nice tip. And he was like, hey, you got a Dodger blanket in the couch. And I'm like, yeah, that was protecting my butt from the spring that was popping through the bottom of the sofa. Look, good thing he took off the cushions inside and we found that Dodger blanket. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was like my little padding to protect my butt. ZJ, I can say it. Okay, Emerald. Anybody can say anybody they want. That's why we're here, to discuss this case. David Thompson, most of the time it is the craziest thing that is unbelievable that is the thing that is the truth. Could be. In LA, who needs a washer or dryer? Just throw it in a pool and hang it on a line. Yeah, we actually have a pool next door. The pool that was in my building, which is connected to the building next door, which is like a separate address, but it's connected. The pool that would have been outside my door, they had to scrap that pool after the Northridge quake. I guess they had to scrap most of this building after the Northridge quake, because that would be so nice if it was like right out the door. Then it might just take you up on that. I don't think the neighbors would be too happy. There's some old lady with a cane dipping her underwear in the pool. But there's a lot of pools in this neighborhood. There are. Oh, you could never have a house in LA and like not have a pool. That's for sure. You think Savannah's the mastermind behind it all? I hate to stick up for Savannah since she threw everybody under the bus yesterday, but I kind of doubt that. Uh, oh my gosh. It's going to take me a long time to forgive her, if ever. But see, when one of the boots on the ground was out in front of her mother's house being disrespectful and dancing up and down and laughing and giggling in a pea tent, I can see why she's a little upset. And she used the word, she didn't want people to profit for entertainment because those people are evil. Actually, that's what my lake is for the fire department. We have our own lake here. And there are fires today in the area. But they can't be too close because I haven't heard any Chinooks flying over. And since our new fire season started, we're not going to get political here, but let me just remind you, we used to have the super scoopers from Canada. I don't see them anymore. Because Canada, they're like, F you, United States of America. We don't have to give you our super scoopers anymore. And that's going to bite us in the rear end when, the big raging fires starting to fall with the Santa Anas, the fall in the wintertime, and, half the city burns down because we don't have any super scoopers because we pissed off Canada. Yeah, those are our friends, our Canadian friends. I have a lot of Canadian friends here in this channel. So now we just have the big Chinooks, Well, we need more than the Chinooks. And they fly over my house almost every day. And I can hear them coming a mile away because the apartment starts to like shake. Did I hear about Spokane? Yes. Somebody mentioned it on my live yesterday, and then I saw it like online. It's really a major disaster. So yeah, if you guys didn't see my live yesterday, go see my yesterday's live. Go see that. And it explains everything. Okay, now the gold thing is flashing at me. It's okay if it ends, but I just don't need YouTube to remind me every second. Because it kind of could set off my vertigo. Because they still don't know why that's been happening. You haven't felt good. What's wrong, Ash Cash? I'm not going to say that, Plasma. That's not why we're here. Okay, I got to time out a few people here. Got some knuckleheads. There we go. I don't get as many as I used to, actually, because instead of just timing people out, I've started actually blocking people. But, if it's somebody new, then I'll give them a chance. I'll say, come back, see me in 24 hours. Because the clicks help. That might be an extra fraction of a penny. And those pennies add up. Just like the jewels today, they've already added up to $243. So, see, it does add up. Has YouTube banned the word that cat used, meow? No, but that is nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm not going to shout somebody out for that. They're going to get a 24-hour timeout. Because this is a serious subject here. I mean, we got a dead body that's buried behind a church in Tucson, and it's 183 days of Nancy Guthrie, who's missing. And it's the 6-month anniversary yesterday. It's just unbelievable to me that this is still going on. But now that I know everything I know about Tucson and the people running Tucson and the sheriff's department there, I'm kind of not surprised. But I haven't been that impressed with the FBI's performance in this either. Because apparently everybody was relying on that single hair strand that was a rootless hair that the first lab said, we can't get anything, it's a mixed sample. And 5 or 6 other labs have said the same thing. Now, do they actually have somebody that they could match it to if that person was in CODIS? I don't know. Who was what, David? They didn't say anything about that they don't have a match. Or they said they don't have a suspect. But they didn't say like, oh, we've got some positive DNA, but we just can't match it with anybody. They just said we don't have a suspect. Well, that's what they said in the first 12 weeks. And I said, if the whole case hedges on that, then this case is in trouble. And now they've officially said, yeah, we don't have a suspect from that evidence. And that it could take years, not up to a year, but years. Or it could be never. And I don't want to be negative here, but it could be never. And every day that it goes, the chances get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And it's kind of surprising that nobody's taken that $1.2 million reward. Like I said, have a family member go turn you in. Then they can, they can get the money, pay for your legal defense. I mean, that's a lot to carry, Somebody has to walk around every day and carry that with them. You would think that it was something criminals are hiding. $39 people in the house, 43 thumbs up. Thank you very much. And I am missing my Boston Red Sox Dodgers game. So, I meant to set that for 15 minutes. Well, we'll just end it at an hour. We're at 48 minutes right now. So we got another 12 minutes here, folks. But thank you to all the people that have been watching and subscribing and people that blew up those Jackie videos. If you haven't seen the one from the 29th, please do so. Throw out a hype. It's on the top 100 hype videos on YouTube. Sassy Granny, there's another one of my favorite pips. How you doing, Sassy? Not everybody, David. You're doing good. And you're back from your vacation. You've been on a couple of vacations since you started coming into my channel. I remember when you went to the graduation and then you went to Ireland. Like, that's so cool. I guess that was connected to your trip to Toronto. Good for you. I can't go anywhere. If I could, and I could pick any place in the world, I think I would go to Alaska, but not in the wintertime. But what a beautiful time of the year to go to Europe. That's when I was in Europe when I was a kid. It was in July. It was a very nice time. David, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Joyce says, what's a vacation? I hear you. Ireland had no rain and it was in the 80s. Oh my God, fantastic. Pauline, she says, Alaska is beautiful. I would go again. I watch a lot of YouTubers from Alaska. In fact, one of my main mods is from Alaska, but it's summertime in Alaska now, and that means it's their time to prep for the coming winter. So I'm sure he's like really, really busy. Mostly Dolls Helicopters says, I am a pip. Absolutely. Got a lot of pips in here today. Thank you, everybody. Even cousin Brenda, she's one of my pips. Jason E. Miner. I was just mentioning Kermudge. How you doing, Jason? Haven't seen you in a while. Seen a few of the gold community the last few days, but I haven't seen you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Gosh, Jason, yesterday was incredible. I had like 13,000 people in my live. I hit 1 million views, like on my back end, not my front end, because some of my videos I had taken down in 2025, but YouTube still keeps track of it, at least some of it, because I hit 1 million views. I hit 7K subscribers, and I started a week ago at 3K, and I went to 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K in about a week. Then I had, or still have, one of the 100 most top hype videos on YouTube. Like, now it doesn't pay me anymore than if it wasn't the 100 most hype. And it's been floating between 84 and 100, but that's out of millions of videos. So it's been a crazy week. And I don't get into many of the gold chats anymore, which I miss a lot. Because I like to, participate in the games. And, sometimes some of the channels have the giveies and the games. I miss all that. But I've just been so busy. But welcome in, my friend. Any updates on Jackie, says Jackie West? Not that I know of this weekend. But I did put out a video yesterday morning, Jackie. Also one of my pips. Oh, wow. Jason says, wow, that's awesome. My month was a bad news month. My health went downhill, diagnosed with emphysema and doing breathing treatments several times a day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I had to have some breathing treatments when my oxygen levels tanked in the hospital during one of my heart visits, but it threw me back into AFib. And then my cardiologist was so upset, like, did they do breathing treatments on you? Who ordered that? Because that can throw your heart into AFib if you have an AFib issue, which I did. And I had to wait like 6 months to have the first surgery, which only lasted under 18 months, and had to have the second surgery. Oh my God. So if I ever got that, I would be probably dead because the breathing treatments which help the lungs a lot. I mean, you feel so much better after one of those treatments, but it can throw the heart rhythm off. So be really careful of that if you happen to have like any arrhythmias. I don't have the AFib at this very second that I know of, although I'm not hooked up to an EKG while I tell you this, but I do have like skip beats, like, every other beat or something. They're called double beats or pre-beats or eventually it's going to take me out, but I hope you have a good heart and that'll help you a lot. Just do whatever they tell you to do, because, they went to medical school and you and I didn't. I'm sorry to hear that, Jason. Were you ever a smoker? 2 heart attacks in my early 20s, but not too many problems since. But they're watching me closely. Oh, wow. Early 20s. That's crazy. Yeah, David, you're getting really close to having to take a time out today. Oh, you smoked for 38 years. Oh, okay. I smoked a little bit in my youth, but just a little bit. But still, I wish if I could go back, I wouldn't have done it at all. But they've checked my lungs from it, and so far, so good. I have bigger problems because of my breast cancer. But yeah, life is precious. So just do whatever they say. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I think, I guess it depends on what stage of emphysema you're in as to how much treatment you would need. But like I said, I'm not going to give out, medical advice because I'm not a doctor. I was raised around smokers. My parents and uncles and aunts all smoked. Yeah. My mom didn't smoke, but my dad did and my grandparents did. And a lot of my friends' parents did because it was just, I'm that old. I'm old as dirt, where that was the generation that smoked. Those people were old enough to see the original episodes of I Love Lucy, and she smoked often, like on television, because it was just everybody did it. And maybe that contributed to 3 out of my 4 grandparents um, being diagnosed with cancer. Don't know. But I wasn't a smoker when I got my cancer, and I was never a smoker for very long. But at least you don't have cancer. That's the good news. And hopefully they got it in time and they can, treat you for that. But still, I know it sucks. You're on 3 different inhalers and a dual med nebulizer and steroids and antibiotics, waiting on the pulmonary exam to know more. Oh, okay. Pauline said dad and 3 siblings all died from smoking. Cancer caused. Oh, wow. Cancer is not okay and preventable today in a lot of cases. Not if you're a female and you have hormones, David. It is preventable in many cases, but if you're a female and you have hormones, yeah. I know men have their things as well. I can't even imagine, Joyce, what is the price of a pack of cigarettes? I don't know. No smoking, no drinking for me. Well, yeah, prayers for Jason, everybody. I'm glad you checked in with me, Jason, to let me know what was going on with you. I'll pray for you, my friend. Most of my dad's side has been taken by cancer, and my mom too, and my sister is fighting bone cancer and not winning. Oh, I know somebody that has the bone cancer right now, and she's like beat it beyond all odds. I mean, I don't think she will forever, but I was another breast cancer patient that it had metastasized to her bones. Yeah. I lost 3 grandparents by the time I was in the 4th grade. Yeah. 1st grade, 2nd grade, and 4th grade, I think. Yeah. And then my dad. Just one more reason to quit all the crazy things we do to ourselves. Yeah, but you know what? It can still happen. I'm living, breathing proof. And nobody in my family, nobody that I know of has breast cancer except for me. And hopefully I don't have it right this second, but I've got actually more problems from the treatment than I had from the actual cancer. That's what will probably take me out, assuming that the cancer doesn't come back, knock on wood. I'm hoping that it doesn't. But yeah. Also, I'm so thankful that I've come here, and I just started this, even before all the side effects hit me, I just started this YouTube channel as a way to document my life. And then I met all you wonderful folks, including Jason. Well, keep me apprised, Jason. You have my email, aprildavispi@gmail. Wow. I'm just sorry to hear that. I know somebody, but their chances are like almost 1 in 1,000. It's actually 1 in 900 and some. And women, when I got it, they said 1 in 8, but it's more like 1 in 6 now. So yeah. Yeah, keep me apprised, Jason. And I'll be rooting for you. Don't get down because I deal with my medical BS every single moment. And I have a lot of appointments this month and next month just to keep me going, to keep me alive. And it's so hard. Especially in LA this time of year, August, September, those are our worst months where it's just going to be smoking hot. It already is since July, and it's only going to get worse until, like November. And I'm going to be out driving around and all of this. Like, ugh. After a while, you just get tired of it, you get down about it. Exactly. Same for Jason. I'll pray for your sister, Jason. I remember you saying that in the past about your family and cancer. That's why you were so supportive of me, because your family's been through it. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the good vibes, that you've sent, that everybody sent. Sometimes the well wishes from total strangers sometimes end up meaning more than the well wishes from people you've known your whole life. Oh, Jason says, I do get down, as now it takes me so much more time and energy just to do a small project, and I got so much to do around the home and nothing seems to be getting done. That's how I feel. I mean, I used to take like 2 showers a day. Now I have to push myself to take a shower. I don't want to be one of those old ladies that gets dementia and they're like, oh my God, look, she's got dirty hair. She didn't bathe herself, I don't want to turn into that. I'd rather be gone than for it to turn into that. But I have to push myself, especially if it's a day that I have to wash my hair, because then that means I'm going to have to get out the dryer and, clean up the towels and, pull the cat litter box out of the bathroom and then, get the floor swept. And it's so much energy. Like, oh, a shower. Oh, Jason says, get winded putting or getting my shoes on. God forbid if they have laces, then I'm in trouble. I'm wearing some slip-on Skechers right now, Jason. Oh, geez. Well, you'll know more after your pulmonary test, as far as like maybe they'll be able to tell you like what stage that it's in. But yeah, just hang in there. Know where that you can always contact me, Jason. David says, my dad told me when I was a kid to never put off until tomorrow what I can do today. My mom used to say something like that, and she got it from one of her aunts, and she would say, live for today, for tomorrow may never come. And then I was diagnosed with a very bad immune disease in my 20s, but I think I've had it my whole life, which is probably what caused my cancer. Um, and I've always said, live for today, for tomorrow may never come, or tomorrow may come, but you may be too sick to get out of bed, which can sometimes be even worse. The test is in October. Seems like a long time. That does seem like a long time. Kathy Doherty, absolutely, my friend. She says, enjoy life. And Jason, you keep doing what you need to do and like what you enjoy. Gosh, it's always something, isn't it? Well, give your sister a hug too. And I'm sending hugs to you, my friend Jason. Jason's a good guy, everybody. Oh, you're welcome. Well, I'm glad you came in and let me know, Jason. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, I've gone way over time here. My 30-minute video is now 66 minutes long. If you guys came in here for Nancy Guthrie, watch the replay, watch the beginning, go to, Hubble one, yeah, watch the replay. And I talk about the latest, but if you want to get more detail about Nancy, go watch yesterday's live where the 13,000 people came in. And there was a couple lives yesterday because there was one on Nancy and then there was the celebration live, and that only brought like a few people in because more people come to see about Nancy than they do to see like me, which I can understand. That's why we're here. Oh, hey, Kelsers! I didn't see you just come in. Yeah, I'm going off the air, but I just did a little recap about the latest in Tucson today. But the video from yesterday is like, that's the big one. I had like 13,000 people come in just in the live. Oh, thank you, Mostly Dolls Helicopters, for sending the sparkles. I appreciate that. Oh, no problem. You were bowling with friends. Well, good for you. That's something I can't do anymore because when I had my left breast mastectomy, I know TMI, but I can't use my arm for anything, and I can never like pitch a baseball or a softball because I'm a lefty, and I bat righty and lefty, but I can't swing a baseball bat or throw a ball or definitely not pick up a bowling ball, or I could wake up with something called lymphedema, and then I'd have to go to the emergency room and there would be a percentage that they would have to cut my arm off. And if that happens, then I would just rather be gone. So, yeah, I can't do that anymore. So it makes me sad because occasionally I would like to go over to Pins in Studio City and do a couple rounds of bowling. I'm not great at it. Like, I was really good at baseball and softball, but still, bowling is fun. I learned to do that when I was a kid in New Jersey, and I like did it ever since. I like to go to the batting cages too. And I did up until, I couldn't anymore because of my health. So you're lucky you're young, Kelsers. Enjoy it because someday you might not be able to do that anymore. Oh, yeah, Jason just came in here too with some sad medical news, but we're all pulling for you, Jason. Contact me anytime. You got my email, man. Thank you, David. Okay, I'm gonna go off the air. Thanks for everybody that came. Everybody have a great evening. Please, if you want to go hype a video, go hype that one from July 29th, the one under the video tab regarding Jackie. There's about maybe 4, 5, 6 of them, but look for the one that's dated July 29th. That's when it was released. A pip's got to do what a pip's got to do. Oh, thank you. Mostly those helicopters. Yeah, because I'm still in the top 100 hype videos on YouTube right now with that June 29th video that's on the video tab. So thank you. Good night, Sassy. Good night, everybody.